Welcome to the No Filter Podcast. We're back, bitches, and we have a special guest. But before we introduce the special guest, how was everybody doing? Everybody.
We good.
Mookie, you sound annoyed again. I don't like it when you sound annoyed with me.
I'm not annoyed with you, brother. Everybody's good. Everybody had a good day. It's Monday. We're here to do the podcast.
Because you know this, obviously you're annoyed because we're on a road. You don't want to go down today already, huh? Did you have a good weekend? Did everybody have a good solid weekend?
Yep. But I just wanted to tell Mookie that I think he should take 3 deep breaths and go to his happy place and then come back and talk to us.
Oh, all right. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's good.
Everybody's well. So today's topic is going to be Ari's topic. All right. We're going to let you introduce the topic, and then we're going to let the special guest introduce herself. Because, we can do that.
Right. All right. Today's topic is modern women and traditional gender roles.
That was your cue, Leela.
Oh, hey guys. Thanks for letting me join. My name is Leela, born and raised in Houston.
Okay, that's enough. All that. That was cool.
Excuse me, don't cut her off.
Shorten to the point.
So disrespectful.
Let's roll.
Used to it.
Let's roll. Let's keep it moving.
So disrespectful.
Keep it moving.
All right, we're going to put the ball firmly in your court. Round robin, ask questions, make statements, do whatever you're going to do. And there's going to be some pushback because Vinny doesn't believe in anything.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Vinny's probably going to just agree with you because you're you.
Okay. That's okay. We'll deal with that one.
Because that means D will agree with you, so he can disagree with me.
Oh,
so you'll eventually win the argument.
Wait, first off,
what the hell? Who is digging through their whatever? Like, who's playing the raccoon right now?
Is he about to light a cigarette?
Somebody lighting through, like rifling through the trash or whatever.
Shut your full ass face.
See, I knew it was you. Bullshitting, doing something.
But if you knew
loud,
it was me, if you knew it was me, why the fuck did you say who was it?
Because I was calling you out in a polite way and giving you the chance to say, "Sorry guys, my fault. I'll try not to do that again."
Ari, you gonna have to
get what the fuck would I be sorry for? You sound retarded.
Hey,
nobody likes you.
Go back to your corners. Shut the fuck up.
Ari, I love you, but don't tell me how to live my life. I do what I want.
No, not right now. You can't.
The burn is real.
Ooh, I liked it so much.
Okay. So, today's modern women are women who are less focused on having a man, having their own, being independent, everything along those lines. And they're seemingly against the traditional gender roles of the male leading in the relationship and leading in the home. It seems like there's a lack of respect when it comes to women, modern women, and men, right? Because they don't understand the role that the men play and their role as a woman. So I will ask Leela, what are your thoughts on the modern women and the traditional gender roles?
I mean, coming from a Mexican household, I got a lot to say on old-fashioned views on how they view women. I mean, if you're not married by a certain time, if you don't, know how to cook or don't have kids, or like in my case, I'm single, I don't have any children, I'm in my early 40s. People think I'm a lesbian, or which is hilarious, but it's that's how these people roll. They're not used to seeing just women do things on their own, and not, just being independent. Not that I don't need anybody, but I'm self-sufficient. I can pay my bills, I can take care of myself, and I don't I don't need certain relationships to validate myself. And I guess that goes into being a more modern woman. But the old fashioned view, I mean, it's very, very cookie cutter. And I know, I would say from a couple generations back, or maybe even our generation, I think men are still, they still want to hold on to those values. But with the way the culture is, and the way it's progressing, and the way dating is, there's no more room for old fashioned. Like, get over it.
Woo.
Okay. So,
Leela, you're welcome back anytime.
so are your
Thanks.
views based on your experience dating? Like, did you have those views early on of being traditional, or did it change as you got older and dated more?
I mean, I still have, I was never one to be like a doormat or anything, but I, even now in my independence, I mean, I enjoy certain gender roles, I guess, because of the culture, like the whole cooking thing, taking care of family, being that aunt that takes care of, you know, um, the nephews, and like I'm okay with that, because I know how it made me feel as a child from certain people. So I guess I picked that up,
So, how has dating been for you? Like, if a man tries to cater to you, take you out, pull out your chair, open your door, are you the type that says, "No, I got my own door"?
Oh
Or
no, of
are you?
course not. No. No, I mean, if somebody if somebody wants to respect me and show, affection that way, I mean, I'm not I'm not a full-blown feminist. I do believe in equality. I do believe that, not that women are the softer sex, but I mean, we do produce life, right? I mean, we do carry children, and I think that deserves some kind of respect. But I also think if you push a dude the wrong way, you're allowed to get sucker punched. So,
Oh, no, no.
and I don't mean it for real. I just mean, if you're gonna open your mouth, like if you're gonna buck up, then you have to take it from anybody, not just because you're a woman. So,
So, like,
but
I don't even think that should be an issue of any type of like verbal or physical violence when there's respect. So, a man in the traditional role knows that he's not going to put his hands on a woman.
She
He's supposed
is.
to protect her.
She is.
well, I mean,
She is.
that's what's said, but
She
I know
is.
I know tons of people that are good husbands. They have good wives. It seems all great, but I mean, they use their wife as a punching bag. I mean,
Then that's not a good husband.
no, of course not. But a lot of people stay in those relationships because of the traditional part of it. For example, um, a friend of mine, her father was super abusive. She's older than I am, and like I
Stop talking before you. Am I frozen? Oh, so it is me. When it comes back.
And we're back. And we're back. And that's Mookie's fault with his technical difficulties. I don't know. I don't know if it's technical difficulties or Mookie just don't know what the fuck he's doing, y'all. Ari.
Okay. So Leila, where do you think that comes from? Like,
what do you mean, that just being tolerant of abuse and
no, just of your modern perspective. I mean, like, where did it start?
I guess it all, like, I'm the firstborn. I'm the eldest. It's myself and then two younger brothers. I always had to look out for them, and I kind of feel like I was also the son that my dad never had. I was always rolling with my dad and always just with the fellas and kind of his sidekick. So I think it really stems from that. Just being self-sufficient and being the eldest, taking care of my brothers, being the one my parents run to all the time. I think it kind of comes from that, from feeling like a provider in a sense, a nurturer.
Okay, I feel you.
So Ari, are you gonna exclude us men?
I'm just like,
I need to understand what's going on here.
No, I'm just talking to Leila about it because it's two different feminine perspectives that you all can hear and comment on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you haven't let us know your opinion yet.
She ain't done.
I would say that I'm probably somewhere in the middle because being a Black female, I can only speak from that perspective. And then based on history, shit that happened through slavery and the men being beaten, killed in front of the family, it has weakened the Black family, right? So that's carried down from generation to generation. And the women have been forced to lead, provide for the home and shit, which single moms pass that down to their girls. So growing up, most definitely me, independent, working hard, having that provider mentality because I have been a single parent. So you gotta work, get shit done. But getting older and seeing shit a little differently, I wouldn't consider myself a modern woman because now I understand the male's role in the family, in the home. It's important. That balance needs to be there. Guys.
Let's hear caping ass Vinny talk.
Go fuck yourself, you ass. I can't believe you said that. You're a miserable
Vinny,
asshole. You know that?
Vinny, hey, what do you think about the topic?
Paul, first and foremost, Paul, wait. You are doing the exact fucking opposite of what you said that you were. Oh,
wait, me?
No, that's you. We know who I'm talking to.
We all know who you're talking to.
Okay.
So I do not believe in traditional gender roles whatsoever. And if somebody wants to take the traditional gender role of something, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There are tons of people out there who love cooking and they love taking care of, the family and doing what they need to do with the kids and all of that shit. That's awesome if you're like that. But there are some men out there who want to do that too. Like, it always kills me that women are looked at as the person who has to cook inside the home, but yet chefs are like always been. It's a male-dominated profession. And I'm like, why is that? Why are women always the one doing the cooking in the home, but when it comes to stepping out of the home and doing it professionally, it's mostly men? This is why I totally believe that the patriarchy is a thing and that it needs to be crushed. Because I'm tired of seeing it all. I'm tired of seeing women get mistreated and not getting the same chances as men because men just think they're better at everything.
I mean, and just to touch on that a little bit, I come from working in oil and gas for a very, very long time, which is, you guys know, it's a white male dominated industry, mostly Republicans at that. So seeing me succeed and, you know, and have all the accomplishments I did during my career in oil and gas, I got disrespected a lot. I mean, I would be asked to go either make coffee and I'm like the project coordinator to the VP or his right hand. And just because I'm Hispanic and a woman, like I need to go bring you coffee. And that's what it's about. The patriarchy. I agree. And then going into telecom, I was in telecom for about 5 years, and it was the same thing. I would literally have meetings like at City Hall, and I'd speak to the commissioner or the city council, and my clients would be like, "Okay, did you take notes?" No, bitch, I'm not your admin person. I'm the one leading the meeting. But it's just that role that certain men, I'm not saying that all men are like that, because we're not, but they just assume that the woman is always there to support, period. No matter what it is, like you're the one that's going to support.
I fully believe that that's a white dude thing.
And I'm not talking about the modern women and stuff in the workplace. We're talking about at home and in relationships. Like specifically how the house is ran.
Okay, so tell me how you run your house. Tell us as a collective, I'm sorry, how you run your house and what puts you in the middle of being modern versus traditional.
Well, I think there's a balance with me and my husband because we do things together. It's certain things that he knows more about than I do, and it's certain things I know more about than he does. And when those different things come up, the other one takes care of it.
So tell me something that you know more about than he does, or something that he knows more about than you do that y'all take care of different things.
A together thing, we talk about making purchases. As far as the home, anything that needs to be done with the kids, it gets discussed.
Yeah, I'm asking because, like, with all due respect to you, I don't mean to sound like anybody else on the podcast, but you didn't answer my question.
You asked, give some examples of things, how my house is ran, what he does, what I do, what he knows more about, and what I know more about, right?
Yeah, I want to know specifically something that you would know more about that he would bend to you, or vice versa.
I guess like taking care of the kids. Like if they're sick, I would know more what to do than he does. He's better at money. So creating a budget, shit like that.
Okay. I'm with that because I'm shit at money, so I like that.
But just because you're better at taking care of the children, does that mean he does not get involved and you just go ahead and take care of it and don't let him be in control of that? Because you think you're the one that does it better?
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
That's where we learn from each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So finances and shit like that, I learned things from him.
Right.
Ways to deal with the children, he learns from me. Or he might come up with his own shit based on what I've taught him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance.
So there's more of a modern role play within your household, right? Because you guys share the responsibilities.
Yeah, you're right. You can say that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're going to go back to old fashioned, I mean, women had to take care of the home. You had to have dinner ready. You had to make sure, the house was running at 100, and while they're at work or going to happy hour.
But that's why I say like I'm on the fence, because
yeah,
I can cook, clean, change my oil, change a tire, and bake cookies from scratch.
Right.
But that's learning from my mom and my dad.
I mean, I think you can be a total like blend of the two sides. I feel like I'm a blend. Just because I'm independent, I'm not like, like you mentioned before, I'm not going to let, or I'm going to let a man that's in my life do what he feels that's natural to him. I'm not gonna, oh, I'm an independent woman, so I'm gonna, don't do that. Well, no, I mean, I know millennials and, the generations now, they're completely okay with being that way. But I think being a little older and growing up in the household that I grew up in, I think I like to give, men their space too. Like I grew up with my dad being the cook. My mom cannot cook. So I grew up, learning from my dad. So, but to go back to my point is you can be a perfect blend of both. Like I think you can be in the gray area. It doesn't have to be, nothing's fully black and white. And like you mentioned before, as long as it's rooted in respect, I think that shouldn't be really an issue. But people have issues with that.
D, why you muted? What's up?
Oh, I was showing Vinny that I was going to shut up and let him say his bullshit.
But he stopped talking a while ago. Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't hit the button. I'm still here. I'm listening. Okay. I'm here. What's up? You got a question for D?
Your thought on what's been said so far?
Man, y'all all capping. Man, listen, this is a simple concept, right? Gender roles are a necessity. They simply are a necessity. And I'm not saying that society and the way individuals function cannot shift to whatever particular relationship that somebody is in. If somebody's willing to do something, or if they're not willing to do it, then the other person can do it. That's all well and fine. But at the end of the day, if you're talking about specific roles and who should do what, those roles exist for a reason. It's not, they weren't arbitrarily picked out. Clearly, I can do everything I need to do by my damn self. I don't need a bra for shit. This is just factual information, right? So if I decide I want to bring a broad into the fold, she's going to do the things that I said I want done. End statement. It's not a debatable topic.
Well,
That's weird.
Can I ask you a question?
You can't ask me shit because I'm talking to Art. I'm sorry. Oh my God. No. Oh God. No, go ahead.
I don't want to fucking ask me. Goddamn thing.
That's good.
Never mind.
Moving on. Oh my God. Ari, does my answer adequately answer the question you actually asked me before Vinny wants to interject?
Yeah. In your house you lead. You say what's what. Mookie, what you got?
How you gonna ask me after D? That's weird.
Oh, I asked you
That's-
before.
No, you
Pretend like
didn't.
you didn't say nothing.
Wait, when did you
Go
ask
ahead.
me? When did you ask me what?
I
Well-
did ask you earlier.
Oh, my bad. What was the what? I'm sorry. What was the question?
So the thing is, like, your thoughts on what's been said and how you feel about modern traditional roles in relationships.
Rose is rose and toes is toes. We don't get no toes, then we don't eat no rose.
What?
Fucking
What?
Mookie. Don't pay no attention to Mookie. He is not being, he's being extra as hell right
Like-
now.
I mean,
Something else.
the only reason I said that is because I see that there's a minute left, so it was literally 0 point for me to go into my spiel with I don't know how much time I don't know when that minute part popped up, so I don't know how much time I have left. So
We got
here's the
like
deal.
we got like 3.5 minutes.
how? Wait, on what?
Yeah, I don't
Say your
see that
answer.
either.
Say what you gotta say.
My house, my rules.
You are the host. And as Mookie so eloquently stated prior to the breaking off on us, my house, my rules. Continue, Mr. Mookie.
I mean, it's a very clear cut decision. I don't understand where the problem lies in it personally. I mean, D said it, like, whatever you can do for me, I can do for myself. And but I'm pretty sure that everybody would agree with me. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I probably clean better than most women. I know how to sew.
Facts.
I can put a button. I know how to put a button on the motherfucking shirt. Like you not. So it's like y'all are at like what are you like? I guess my question is this: what are y'all asking for? Like what like y'all want traditional men where like what like because y'all are not. They're not traditional women anymore. Because traditional women did what? Stayed in the kitchen, shut their mouth. Like that is what it was.
In America.
Everywhere.
Really?
Yes.
My people too. Shit. Yeah.
Everywhere. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Everywhere. Like women did that. That's what it was. Like women. I remember when my granddad came home, gave my grandma money as an allowance, and then left. Like, here, this is for the house. This is my money, and left. Bye, granddad. See you when you come back. It's real. So my question is, this is a question I pose to everybody. So, are y'all looking for men to be traditional, whereas women are not? Because that's what it sounds like I'm hearing on the pod. Because rose is rose. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna stop a chick from going out there and cutting my grass. If she wanna go cut the grass, I'm not gonna be like, hey, I'm a man, let me cut that grass. No, get your ass out there and sweat. Your shit.
You know what? I think nowadays most men are weak as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think based on a lot of single moms, they've projected what they want onto their sons, right? So they're not willing to do anything. So it's more of a men stepping up to do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Don't put all the pressure on a woman because that's what you're used to your mom doing. You feel me?
Now, so like, okay, so you're okay. So correct me at any point because I'm a little slow sometimes. You gotta work with me. I gotta baby step myself up there, so you gotta work with me. So
Okay, come on.
like you said, like you're saying that men need to step up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what about the women that are not allowing the men to step up. Because it's always every time we have the discussion or every time we talk about something like this, it's always, oh, men this, men that. But where is the women and don't get scared, accountability? Just where is that?
Most definitely, because that's when the headbutting comes in, and that's where women, I think, have it twisted, where they feel the need to compete with their man, and that's not what it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to sit down, chill out, let him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Accountability is important. If there is no accountability, how the fuck is the relationship going to last? You know, accountability, self-awareness is extremely important. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm not a man. I'm not trying to be, and I'm definitely not going to try to control him.
But that's what the modern woman does.
And that's some toxic shit. That's not right.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between being a modern woman and being a toxic woman, like you said, Ari.
But aren't they one and the same?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Modern women are toxic. Therefore,
no, they're not.
toxic women are modern. It goes hand in hand.
Okay, why?
That's the No Filter Podcast 2022 at gmail.com.
That is not. Stop stealing my stitch. That's mine. Don't do that. So, okay. So, modern women want to be men. They want to run the house. They want to lead. They want to be in charge. They want to take care. Okay.
That's not true, though.
No, yes, it is.
That's a toxic woman. That's completely different.
Okay. So what you're saying is that modern women do not like to run their household.
The point is that nobody's in charge. It's a collaborative effort.
No, that's the problem. Modern women want to be in charge. They want to run the house. They want to emasculate the men.
No, it's completely different. It's not emasculating.
Wow.
It is not emasculating wanting to have the same responsibilities and help each other out. Like,
I say good day. I say good day to you, man. I said what I said. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
I can't stand you.
But this is the exact point. This is what I'm saying. Modern women. Back in the day, this wouldn't even be a discussion. It wouldn't have been. Of course it was a discussion.
Go.
I said, no, you're toxic. You would have been like, yes, I'm toxic, and moved on.
Because I'm not toxic.
But you are, because you're arguing with a man. That makes you toxic.
I'm fucking lost right now. I am so lost.
That's chauvinism right there. You're being a total machista completely.
Oh my God, Ari, rein this shit in. Stop letting me freestyle over here. I'm just saying. I'm just doing shit.
And B's just over there cracking the fuck up
real,
as usual.
All right, but for real. So you're okay. So you're trying to say that because you are a hybrid of traditional and modern, that you don't have the same qualities of a modern woman. Is that the gist of what I'm getting? Anybody?
A quality of a modern woman is not toxicity.
Okay, so if
a toxic quality is for a toxic woman. You can't, just because somebody's modern or don't believe in certain gender roles or what have you, doesn't mean they're toxic. Just because you want to like boss hog all the time doesn't, doesn't make sense. You're the toxic one. If you don't want to hold space, if you don't want to hold
Shut up.
space for
Shut
what?
up, B. Not you, him. Shut up. Go ahead.
They got their whole little own inside conversation going on inside all the damn time.
So my question, like, cause I'm curious because they say men are toxic because we have because that is what people have said, right? So how is it different?
Thing is, nobody mentioned anything about being toxic.
Yeah, you did. You said that. I didn't say that.
I didn't say. Oh, maybe Ari did. My bad.
I didn't say anybody was toxic. I got called out and said I was.
Yeah, you did. You called my ass toxic.
Well, you are toxic because you yelling at me. Why are you yelling?
Because you're accusing. You're totally accusing me and literally shut me up a little while ago.
That didn't happen.
You're the one carrying the red flag, not I, sir.
That didn't happen.
It's okay. He's just a representative of the patriarchy. No big deal.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mookie, with your strong beliefs, your house, your rules, what role does your woman have? Does she sit there, shut up, fuck you, feed you? What?
Fuck yeah. Wait, what? You said that all wrong. You should have came way different than that. Wait a minute. Fuck yeah.
But you just said yeah.
Yeah, you just agreed to it.
Let me ask a
Did you not
question.
hear what she said?
If I
Listen
may.
to what she said.
Oh my god.
Okay, you said shut up, fuck me, and feed me. Yes, that is yes. It's your role.
Or it's feed you, fuck you, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like what else is there? What else is there to do?
I need to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Mookie, I'm asking it of you.
Okay.
Why?
Why do I want her to shut up and fuck me?
Why do you deserve that?
Because I'm a man. It's weird.
So because you were born with a dick, you deserve to have somebody wait on you hand and foot.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This is weird.
That's some toxic
shit.
I can't believe.
Mookie, you're not serious.
No bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh my god.
Bullshit.
See, like,
look, listen.
I'm on a new path right now, right?
No, bring it, bring it, because I want all the smoke. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I'm gonna tell you something right motherfucking now. Fuck this podcast. Fuck women. You gonna do it the fuck I say when the fuck I say do it. And that's the end of that shit. Damn it. Now what?
Man, shut your ass up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all are full of shit talking about fucking equality. That's why we was born different. If that was the case, we'd all be men or women.
Hey,
Weird.
take it easy. You got to watch out for that BP, boy.
Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna die today. I'm gonna die on this hill. Let's go. Let's go. What? Who got something else?
Oh, I don't have anything else because you just completely answered my question, and it was the most toxic, fucked up thing I've ever heard.
Toxic? How is it toxic?
Right.
What is toxic about it? But do you see how Vinny just said that I'm toxic, but in the same breath, everybody was like, "Oh, well, when females do it, it's not toxic." What's the difference?
So
you just said. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ari. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Made me forget what I was gonna say.
Damn it! I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. So if a woman come into my house, makes more money than me, tells me what to do, that's not toxic?
I think there's a thin line between being modern and toxic.
Didn't answer the question. My question was.
I'm getting there because there is a difference. There's most definitely a difference. That's why
I said there's definitely a difference.
Them bitches got a fucked up mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's not a competition. You ain't got to prove if you're with him, why are you trying to prove yourself to him? You know what I'm saying?
So why do women do it?
Man, I can't speak for them motherfuckers.
Well, so then again, so you see what I'm saying? Y'all are talking from a limited perspective. Like y'all are talking about yourself, how you guys are. But there are millions of other people out there. There are millions of women who make money, who emasculate men, who tear them down, who try to run the house, who says, "Oh, if you don't do this, this, and this, then you are not the head of this household." What about them?
They ain't on this
controlling and
podcast.
toxic,
But again,
and they're
that
not
ain't
here.
okay.
That's
But
right,
we're
that's a good
talking.
point.
But Vinny just made a statement that I'm a toxic man.
You are.
A general conversation. Like, and how am I toxic if that's what I believe?
Because okay, see, you didn't say what you believe.
That was the whole
you-
point of the podcast.
Motherfucker, can I speak?
I'm just saying, you throwing some shit out there.
I'm saying that what you said was because you were born with a dick, you deserve to have women wait on you hand and foot. That's what you said. When I said that, you said
the hand
yes.
and foot part you didn't say, but go ahead.
That's what I said. And you were like, yeah. That's exactly what the fuck I said. And you are out here telling me that it's okay that because you were born.
You seem triggered. Were you not born with it? Were you not born with it? I can understand why you would be triggered. I can understand where the trigger would come from.
This has been the No Filter podcast.
Stop stealing my stuff, guys. That's my stuff. Let me have my thing. We all have our own things. We all have our own things here, guys. Let me have mine. Are we done with the podcast? Did I break it? I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Did I break the podcast?
I can't breathe.
Did I break the podcast? Sorry. This has been the No Filter podcast.
No, bro, we good. Just stay fucking. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Somebody ask a question. Oh shit.
I don't know. I don't believe that to be true with you though. I think you there's a lot more bark to that statement than there is.
Which statement?
What you just said.
Oh.
But
I feel like women should
but
serve.
but it's fine. I mean, if that's how you feel,
She
that's
said
how
you
you
was
feel.
capping, bro.
So y'all feel it. Okay, I may have been a bit extreme in my
Right.
However, I still do believe what I said. Like I feel as though that
All you had to say was, I still believe in traditional gender roles. That's all you had to say.
I don't know, but y'all was attacking me and I didn't like being attacked, so I went out.
Oh my God.
I was being attacked on the podcast.
What? Nobody fucking attacking you.
Nobody wasn't attacking you.
Look, see how y'all all are attacking me now.
No, because I started getting passionate about something. You seem triggered. You seem triggered. Are you okay?
I mean, passion and being triggered is kind of the same thing.
No,
it's not.
See, everybody just see y'all are attacking me, so I defended myself. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
Why you apologizing, bro? Fuck that. We don't apologize out here. We men. We don't do that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We got Mookie and Daddy Mookie, apparently.
Oh shit.
All I'm saying is, okay, all right, my bad. All right, for real. Okay, okay. Okay, wait. Shut up, bitch. Trying to talk. Okay. This is my thing. Okay. Women, you can, let me speak from my personal experience. Okay, I'm gonna speak for me. Okay. You cannot come into my life as a woman and think that you are going to run any aspect of my life or our household. You may have your input, but at the end of the day, the final decision rests here and what's going to happen.
Well, of course, that would be disrespectful to you.
Again,
a woman that would do that, that's considered a toxic woman.
Because y'all, okay, my experiences are different than you guys' experience. Okay. I've been in the relationships where I've had women that done that. I've had women that ain't worth shit. That's what I'm speaking from. So when you say that not all modern women are not toxic, I can't say that because all modern women that I have met have been toxic. That is where I'm speaking from. Modern women, they are toxic. They're narcissistic and they feel like their shit doesn't stink. That's why I don't believe in this modern woman shit. It's
So
weird.
instead of like generalizing them as modern women, that's just
What are they?
who you chose, and you chose people with issues.
Right.
But are they not modern? Okay, again, what is the definition of a modern woman?
You know what? I would say that a modern woman is a woman that can contribute.
Right.
I would
That
say
can
the
take the load
definition of a
off the
modern
man's
woman is a
back.
woman who's alive today.
No, because it's we're talking about the mentality of the women that are alive today. So that's a team. You know what I'm saying? You got your woman that's standing there with you. So say it's your business, right? At least she can do, if she's not working, she's gonna contribute the ideas. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna help you do better. In return, you can help her be better too. There's nothing toxic about a modern woman. The woman you're talking about have mental health issues.
No, modern women are okay. I will concede to your point.
Stop choosing broken
Stop
women.
conceding.
Choose better.
No, because
Right.
you know what? Because
Do better.
because they're arguing
Right.
around the point.
Just do
Again,
better.
They are
Mookie,
attacking
just
me.
do better.
They're attacking because it's easier to attack me than to be like, okay, I can see your point that these modern women are fucking toxic because
We're not attacking.
They are
you,
no.
though.
They are internalizing, but like, wait, I'm a modern woman and I'm not like that. So y'all are internalizing it. Y'all are like, well, I'm not like that. That must be the bitches you picking. No.
It is because you're talking from your own experiences.
So
you make bad choices.
Okay, so let me ask you. And you're right. I have made bad choices. So let me put y'all in the scenario. Okay, do traditional women cheat?
Anybody can cheat.
That's
Anybody
not what
does.
I asked.
Yes.
God damn it.
Okay. Yes.
do traditional women cheat?
Yes.
Do modern women cheat?
Of course. Yes.
Okay.
Everybody does.
So when it comes to traditional women and cheating, why do you think traditional women cheat?
I don't know. It could be anything. There's so many different scenarios you can present.
Just give me one, man, and I'll work.
It could be that their husband is never home. Instead of going home after a day's work, he goes to the bar and drinks all day and expects for his tacos to be ready at the end of the day. And
that was very personal. That was a very personal account. So, okay.
You said present a scenario, punk. So I did.
Why are you so angry? Why is everybody so angry?
Because you're angry.
I'm not angry. I asked the question. I was like, that seemed like a very personal experience. I was like, I just made a statement. God damn. Why is everybody so angry? Why are y'all mad? I didn't come up with this topic. Ari came up with this topic. You mad at Ari?
We're mad because you're saying some bullshit. That's why.
Vinny? What is bullshit?
Nobody's mad. Continue.
I'm
sorry. You know what? I'm sorry for interrupting.
I want to talk to
Go ahead.
Vinny, what is bullshit about what I'm saying?
I want to talk to Samson.
Oh my God.
What is bullshit about what I'm saying?
I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm just wondering, what the fuck gives you the right to be like this with women in general? Like, you have to understand that women, regardless of the fact that they are a different gender than you, are other human beings, bro. Like, seriously.
I mistreated them. When did I say
I'm not saying, I didn't say you are either, but your thought pattern is ridiculous.
But why is my thought?
Here I come to save the day.
Why is my thought process wrong and yours
this
right?
is not a conversation that we can have while assholes.
Yes, we
on
can.
the
That is what the
podcast.
pod is for.
Come
on, let's go.
Not saying, it's me and you. Go ahead. Because I want to know why is my thought process wrong and yours is right?
I didn't say mine was right, but I know yours is wrong.
But why is mine okay? So
Because
why is
you cannot expect another human being to bend to your will, no matter what. That's exactly what you're
Daenerys
expecting.
Targaryen, you will bend the knee or you will die.
Who asked anybody to bend to anything?
You did.
When did I say that?
You said that if a woman comes into your life and you could do everything for yourself, then she's going to do what you ask of her, or she's not going to be there. Did you not
Actually,
say that?
I said that.
Yeah, that was D. That wasn't me.
Okay. I believe that I heard you say something incredibly similar.
I said that if you can't come into my house and run my house, that's what I said. You cannot come here, a woman cannot come to me and start running shit here. That's what I said.
You know what I think? I think y'all forget what you say very conveniently.
That is literally what I said. I could look, I'll play it back and listen.
Oh, wait, pause. Let you know what? I'm gonna jump on this grenade. I'll play this game with you, Vinny. I was no. Hold on. I said it. So if I own a company and it's my company, and I bring someone in to lead up certain departments in my company, they don't get no fucking equal vote. They do what the fuck I asked them to do because it's my fucking company. End statement.
The fact that you're relating a company to a relationship is the problem.
A marriage is a business license. Read the fucking words.
Who said marriage? We were talking about relationship.
Okay, so it's all of it is to culminate into marriage. We are all adults here. Our goal is to spend the rest of our lives with someone who makes us happy, who makes us peaceful, who does the things that we need them to do on one hand or the other. So that's irrelevant. The end goal is always marriage, whatever that may mean to whoever it may mean it to. So if the goal is to join assets and create something, make that happen, Mookie.
Well, I don't know what you were gonna say. I don't know what he was gonna say, but it's back to me and you, Vinny. What were we talking about? I'm sorry. You said, look, because he took over and I forgot where we were, but you were saying I was wrong. You saying I was wrong.
I said that you said out loud that nobody was gonna come into your house unless they did the things that you asked of them.
No, I said.
I remember you saying the phrase "asked of them."
Okay, let's say I did say that. Okay, now what?
It's wrong. You can't expect another
so
human being to bend to your will.
So if somebody comes into your house where you live at right now and starts telling you what to do, what do you do?
I don't know why this keeps getting turned into a general discussion
because
when we're talking about something very specific.
But I'm asking you because I specifically said nobody can come into my house, not a woman can come into my house and run my house. So I'm asking you, if a woman comes into your house and starts running shit in your house, what do you do?
My society and my thought is different than yours. To me, it's not a problem.
So you're okay with a woman running you and telling you where to go?
My mom and my grandmother both did it.
I mean, my mom did it too when I was little. But I'm grown now. My mom and my grandma and my aunt, all of them ran me as a kid because that's what parents and that's what they do. I'm talking about now, me being a grown man, having my own shit. What do you do when a woman comes in there and starts telling you where to go, what to do, and how to do it? Is that not a problem?
It's not for me.
Okay. Well,
I don't have an issue with that. because I'm when I'm in a relationship with a woman, usually I'm the yes baby guy. Like the you go do what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna let you do what you're gonna do. But as a human, if I put my foot down on something, then I'm putting my foot down. It doesn't have to do with being a man or a woman. It has to do with no, I'm not putting up with that shit as a person.
Word. D, you
Yeah,
were saying something before you left. I don't know if you want to continue.
nah, so basically, right, we all having this conversation, and I understand people try to make things specific when they're going to lose a conversation and use anecdotal evidence. It's kind of a genius tactic when you really think about it. That's like if you're arguing about generalized racism, and then the white person in the room says, I'm not racist because I have a black friend. Bitch, we talking about the 99 other motherfuckers in the room. So we're not finna play that game either. That's weird as hell. At the end of the day, period, most modern women are toxic as fuck. That's the reality of the situation. The fact that you have to designate that you have traditional values and separate yourself from the modern women you are referring to lets you know modern women are toxic as fuck. That's like if I say, oh, I'm a good dude, but I don't beat women. I have to let you know if I'm doing something, then that's weird. Because good motherfuckers don't beat broads. That's just how that works. So if I'm saying something, it is a general thing. Out of this being specific, talking about, we ain't talking about general terms. No, we are talking about general terms. That's the fact of the matter. Modern women are toxic. They are very toxic, as a matter of fact, as most of them do not know how to properly rear children, do not know how to clean, do not know how to cook, do not know how to properly communicate effectively. Those are toxic traits that exist in modern women across the board. That's not an opinion. That's a fact, period. That's a statement of fact.
I think
Because
it's
you have to
lack.
work on,
But you can't call you can't call that toxic though.
if you don't know how to
Maybe
properly communicate, you are toxic.
maybe in some with some people, but let's say there's a girl that wasn't shown these things. Maybe she had a piece of shit mother that, was a hooker and did drugs and didn't take care of her children. Who's this girl gonna learn it from? Nobody.
Yeah, but see, as a man, I'm free to say I don't give a shit where she learns it from. She's still toxic.
Well, yeah, but
I'm not
I
finna
don't
listen.
think,
I'm not gonna argue the direction someone came from to get to the location that we're at.
which is fine,
If
but
we're standing in a location, that's where we're standing.
you can't put all women under the same category though.
I didn't say all women. I said modern women. I was really specific.
Yeah, but you can't say all
Modern women
modern
are
women.
toxic.
Not all of them though.
Okay. If a modern woman does not know how to effectively communicate, no matter who didn't teach her, she in that moment is toxic. That's a statement of fact.
Right,
I
but not
don't.
all women, not all modern
Listen,
women.
if the conversation is to get from point A to point C, and we're standing at point B talking about which way we came from, you can tell me all of the obstacles in the world. I don't care. We're still standing at point B.
Well, yeah, but you could put a
Point B
traditional
is
woman
toxicity.
in that same place, and she'll be toxic too. And you can't say all traditional women are toxic, because that sounds like
Oh, I
something
don't.
that you wouldn't say.
I don't believe most women are traditional to begin with.
Well, yeah, it's not the
I think
1950s anymore.
they wasn't traditional in the 1950s. That's a thing that we seen on television that folks sold us that wasn't a real thing. So I don't believe that either. I believe that most women have been progressively toxic since for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I don't make a distinction. I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, if a chick identifies as a modern woman, undoubtedly she is toxic. Undoubtedly. The ones who are attempting to say they are trying to return to traditional values and they want to be more traditional. Notice you're saying more traditional. You're not saying I'm going to be all the way traditional. Someone is saying, well, I'm a modern woman and I want to learn how to be better. If you want to learn how to be better, it means you're fucked up. That's what it means. That's not a point. That's not a point of debate. If I'm the bad guy and I'm working on being good, I'm the bad guy. End statement. There's no perspective involved in that. That's where everybody's lost in the conversation. There is no room to be lost in the conversation. If someone is saying modern women are this, traditional women are that, but there are some modern women who are working on having traditional values, okay, that means that they're fucking toxic already. And they're working to not be toxic. I will grant women that. But we're not finna sit here and act like if you don't have the ability to clean, if you don't have the ability to cook, if you don't have the ability to properly communicate, if these things are toxic, I can say they're toxic and comfortably say they're toxic because I can do them all, which is my point when I say I am sitting here. And if I invite you into my space, you will concede to my space. And if you do not, you will not be in my space.
Well, of course, it's all about respect. It's all about respect. So what's your definition of a traditional woman? Just basic off the top of your head. What's the definition of a traditional woman?
A woman who absolutely supports her man. Whatever
and you don't
that
think a modern woman can do that?
I don't think modern women want to do that. I think modern women are so busy trying to compete with one another and men that they have no vested interest in doing it.
You're generalizing.
Okay, so your question was, what do I think modern women do? Women, plural, that means multiple. That is the generalization. That's a fact. So at the end of the day, yes, modern women fall into that category. That's just how that works.
So initially, I think, Ari, correct me if I'm wrong. Initially, you talked about traditional women and modern women, right? Traditional women, in my view, were the women that stayed home all day, cooked, cleaned, assumed all the women roles, right? Which is cleaning, cooking, washing, taking care of the children, everything that has to do with the household. The man worked all day, paid all the bills. Now, a modern woman is what? Somebody that can be an equal to their husband or to their partner and contribute exactly the same.
Men and women are not equal. Don't do that.
Why not?
That's why there's different standards in all of sports, because men and women are not equal. This is a fact. This is a statement of fact. It's not my opinion. This is scientific fact. Men and women are not equal. That's why we have the conversation about the transgender dudes becoming women, competing in women's sports, because we already all know men and women are not equal. So we're not going to do that. And when I talk about soul physicality, the fact that men can go out and work themselves to death for whatever reason, most women, if they did that, they would not accomplish the same amount of things in the same time.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that.
So listen, there is no equality.
Obvious. That's obvious.
No, listen, that's not equal. There is no equality. Don't use the term equality because we're not equal. There's a balance, but there is no equality.
I mean, that's obvious because it's biology, right? But we're talking equality as far as being able to contribute to a household.
Okay, so if I can work 80 hours and complete 80 hours worth of tasks, but you work 80 hours and complete 60 hours worth of tasks, that's not equal.
No, well, it's 80 and 80. Let's say 80 and 80. We have the same responsibilities.
We're talking about productivity. Listen, no, stop. We're talking about productivity. If I go out and I run for an hour straight, I run further than the woman who ran for an hour straight typically. That's just how that works. When you talk about biology and physiology, that's what you're talking about. That is why there are different standards. The amount of things that I can accomplish in a 24-hour day is significantly more than what most women can accomplish in a 24-hour day. Facts, just based on sheer strength and muscle mass. So we're not equal.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm
Pause.
looking at the time. I see it.
Okay.
I
I
see
didn't
it.
know if you are we gonna continue on or we're
Yeah,
gonna
we are
end
going
it?
to look. We're going to continue. We are going to go
Okay.
down the rabbit hole in a minute because
Okay.
we not doing that. I understand everybody's argument. Like everybody's little specific personal arguments. They're cute. They are. They're really cute. They're entertaining. But we're not gonna leave the pot and the listeners thinking that number one, D didn't have no fucking say on this shit, and number two, that the bullshit y'all spewing is true because it's not true. I mean, that's a statement of fact. Like I said, if we both walk out the door at the same time of day, and then we both come back at the same time of night, typically speaking, I can accomplish more just based on sheer muscle mass and endurance. And if you train to get to where I'm at, understand that I've been training to surpass where I'm at already. So
Yeah,
you're
but
never going to catch me.
this is not a battle of the sexes though. This is a differentiating a traditional woman and a modern woman.
Right. Listen to what I'm telling you. Right now, everyone says that they want to be more traditional. If you want to be, and we're back for the final segment of today's topic. So, yeah, we not finna sit here and act like there's like men and women are equal. Like that's not true. Like so much so, I give you like simple examples of men and women not being equal. A woman lives in a house by herself. She may be accosted by her neighbors regularly, disrespected regularly. Like this is a common thing. Cat calls, all types of other shit. I live in her house with her. Those things don't happen because we're not equal. Because men understand that there's a low level threat of violence if you disrespect me or mine. And they don't understand that in regards to women. They will be disrespectful. That fact alone, that it just changes the nature of the conversation. And when modern women think they're going to dictate and think that we are equal in any way, shape, or form, they are attempting to strip men of that. And that's not going to happen. You can complain as much as you want, but the reality of the situation is we live in a world. This is the world that we live in. We need to learn how to navigate the world we live in. None of us live
Yeah,
in an
but
ideal.
me thinking I'm equal is not emasculating you at all though. You're emasculating
Oh no, no,
yourself
listen,
just because I said that.
not listen. Wait. Just so you know, not me. I'm talking about men in general. There's nothing you can ever tell me that would emasculate me. That's weird as hell. That's not my point. My point is when you're talking about most women talking to a man. So if you make more money than me, we live in the house together. We got kids. I stay home. I make sure all of the kids is properly raised, the whole shebang. And then you decide that you think you're gonna pull your weight around because you make more money. You lost your rabbit ass mind because money don't define you, just like money don't define me as a man.
That I
See,
agree with.
this is where you get into the nuances of right. That's where you get into the nuances of the conversation. Because when you start talking about what women do and what men do and the gender roles, people always want to put the gender roles on the provider in the sense of providing financial, like finance. Like, no, that's not the case. I provide a blanket of protection. I provide teaching, understanding, experience, things that you simply don't come with because you're a woman. The fact that I can be in a room full of men and know their secrets and know exactly how they're going to move, I don't have a fear in the world when I'm walking in a room full of men. Most women walk in a room full of men. Y'all have to think about some other shit. That's just the fact of the matter. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think if these motherfuckers grab me and lay me across this table, there ain't shit I could do. Because everybody in the room, when I walk in the room, they take a deep breath and they don't let that shit out until I let them motherfuckers know that it's time to relax. Because I come with that. And it doesn't make a difference about money. None of those things make a difference. So we're not talking about how you function in society. We're talking about men and women being the balance. The woman is the man's balance. This is the fact. Like he is the foundation of the household. Period. We're not talking about the patriarchy. I don't give a fuck about that. That's weird. We're talking about a man being the foundation of what is being built. A woman is there to, in the Bible, it says to be a helpmate. You're there to help. Because I can exist in the world that I exist in with zero assistance from women. Y'all cannot exist in the world we exist in with zero assistance from men.
So that makes you a modern man. If you don't need support from a woman, that makes you a modern man, not a traditional man.
No man has ever needed support from a woman. That's not true. We choose to accept it, but no man has ever needed it. Men know how to live and function within their means. And if you don't have a skill, you go learn it to make sure you're okay. That is not the most women do not have the capability to do that. Not all. There are some women who could actually go out, cut down a tree, learn some shit, build a lean-to, learn how to fucking survive and eat out in the wild if they had to. There are women who could do that. There are women who could walk around, make sure ain't nobody gonna fuck with them. The first person to fuck with them, she pull out, dump on him, pistol whip, do whatever the fuck. There are women who could do that. I'm not saying no woman can pull that off. What I'm saying is, by and large, 80% of the female population don't possess that ability. Men we do not need women. We need y'all to procreate. That's it. For no other reason are women actually needed. The human race would die off if, like right now, if men and women said, fuck it, there's a clear line in the sand, we not fucking no more, y'all would die of starvation prior to us dying of starvation, and y'all would die to exposure due to the elements far before we died of exposure to the elements. The human race would just die off because no one's procreating. So we do not need women. That's not true. That is not true at all.
Okay.
Now, y'all are enjoyable. Hey, y'all are enjoyable, fun to have around. All types of great things of this nature. Great for companionship. You know, a pat on the back saying I'm doing a good job from time to time. That's what's up. But at the end of the day, if we just drew a line in the sand and gave y'all half the country and we took the other half of the country, number one, y'all would be in fear of us raiding y'all side of the country and not being able to defend it.
But it's people like you that women have to change their views, because the things you're saying, I mean, that could be hurtful to somebody. I'm not.
The things I'm saying, listen,
because those words,
the things I'm saying are simply harsh truths.
I validate myself. I don't need for you to validate me to feel good about myself, but for you to sit there and be like, we don't need women. We just need y'all to make babies.
I mean, you said need. Need is a biological imperative.
Didn't you just say you do not need women?
Listen, the biological imperative to procreate is the only reason men need women. Otherwise, the human race would die off. That is exactly what I said.
I just don't know how a traditional role as a woman and a modern role as a woman comes to what it is now. Ari?
Listen, modern women have a mentality, and traditional women had a different mentality. It has nothing to do with what folks are doing. Like, by and large, 70% of the female population has always worked. This idea that women stayed home, that's bullshit. We all know that's bullshit, because none of us grew up in that fucking household. So most of us know that that's bullshit. 70% of women have always worked. That's a statement of fact. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. So if 70% of women worked, the idea that modern women stayed in the house, traditional women stayed in the house and just took care of kids is a bold-faced lie. That's not true. That's a talking point, an argument that modern women want to have to try to say, well, we don't want to do that. No, women have always worked outside the home, as a matter of fact, in every community. Poor white community, Hispanic community, Black community, we wasn't well enough off for both people to not work in the house. That's just not true. So that's a misnomer. That's one of them things like, okay, and then once you dispel that myth, understand, when you go out in the world, I'm not saying it's correct, I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying it is the way it is. Women make less money to every dollar that a man makes. And there are factors involved in that, like the choices of a career field
But
plays a
how
large
how
part
is
in
that
why that number is that.
how is that fair though?
I,
That's
listen, I want you to listen. Fear is a weather condition and a place you take your girlfriend to hold her hand on the Ferris wheel. I don't give a fuck about fear because I don't make the world. I exist in the world that is created before me, and I'm not attempting to change it because it's a waste of my time. I'm attempting to navigate the world, and whoever I'm with is going to navigate that same world with me. I'm not trying to change the world. The better men have tried and failed, so I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to exist in this world and be comfortable and be happy and thrive. That is the goal. I don't have time to waste energy and brain power on trying to fix the problems that we know exist and we know why they exist and they haven't been fixed in 100 years. That's a waste of time. All the energy used for complaining about what's fair, what's right, what shouldn't happen. What if modern women spent that energy catering to their men and making sure that they men was good enough to go out and do the things they needed to do? Because a lot of the argument is about, feelings. That's really the truth. Like, yeah, we men have feelings too, but I mean, my feelings don't stop me from doing nothing. Like, no, fuck, I got shit to do. So it's gonna fucking happen. And that's the truth of the matter. It's not about how somebody make me feel. I still got to do what I got to do. So I'm not about fairness. Like, is it fair that the lion eats gazelles on a regular basis? Probably. It ain't fair to the gazelles at all. It's pretty fucked up, as a matter of fact. But the lion's still gonna eat. So I ain't talking about fairness. I don't care nothing about it. Miss Ari, this is your pod.
I'm just, it comes back to respecting perspectives. You have your mentality about that. I don't have to fucking deal with you. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody else that would be more compatible with my ideologies. So it's not a big deal. But I do think it's the perspectives are interesting.
So let me ask you, Ms. Ari, when you're talking about perspectives, and I'm always going to use the same analogy. We're both on a road. You're coming from the left, I'm coming from the right. We're going to meet in the middle. On your road, there's bricks and all types of obstacles that you have to get over. And on my road, there's just bodies. When we meet in the middle, does it make a difference whose perspective is being talked about, or does it make a difference that we're at the destination that we said we were going to meet at?
I know you're only going to focus on the fact that you're there, but everything that led up to that point is important, because everything that it changes how I look at things.
No. Listen, I agree with that, because all of the dead bodies that I had to walk across, yeah, like it was interesting. I said there's obstacles on both roads. There's just different obstacles. So when you're telling me about all of the hurdles and all of the rocks you had to climb over, are we going to talk about your journey to get here? Or are we going to talk about my journey to get here? Or can we just leave them both there, respect the fact that we got there from two different places, and talk about where we are now and build what the fuck we need to build? Personally, because what y'all are saying as women is y'all keep talking about we need to understand the perspective. How about women's perspective has been widely understood? There's books on it, there's movies, there's TV shows, you name it. There's been a bevy of things. The problem here is now that men are talking, everybody fucking butthurt. We've always talked to one another. We've always talked amongst ourselves. We just didn't talk to y'all. The man who went to work does not come home and complain about how horrible the boss was and how fucked up he was treated and all of the horrible shit that he had to deal with typically. Typically, he's going to come home, he'll be frustrated. He might not be necessarily too talkative. He might not be willing to communicate the way you want him to communicate because he had a hard ass day. Women come home, they want to talk about Susie, Beth, Becky, and Sam getting on their motherfucking nerves, how the boss was looking at her ass and all types of other shit. So we both had shitty days at work. But you want to spend the time talking about your shitty day when I'm trying to build our house. Whose perspective is correct here? That's always my question.
Mm-hmm.
I get the perspectives. I do. Because I come from a background. You come from a background. Mook comes from a background. It's just the reality of the situation. We all understand. We all have backgrounds. But I can't sit around and judge you based on my background. So why is it acceptable for women to judge us based on y'all background? How about we focus on when we meet, is it time to build? And if I'm saying it's time to build and you saying it's time to talk about some shit, you ain't the one to build with because you too busy talking while I'm trying to build. That's what I mean when I say you're going to do what you need to do or you got to go.
Tabernacle.
Like, that's just a fact. That's a fact of the matter. We both get to work at 8 a.m. I'm already working when I get there. You want to talk for an hour to the people and complain about your night. No, fuck that. Get to fucking work. Get to fucking work. On some downtime, maybe we can go rehash that out. Cool, that's what's up. On some downtime, some free time when we both got time, that's cool. But if you're trying to build, why is the focus on where the fuck you came from? If you keep looking back, you can't see where the fuck you're going. Nobody runs a marathon looking backwards.
I get that. But I still think that knowing where you've been gives an understanding of where you are. I get that you're like, okay, fuck the past, focus on right now. I mean, get further, focusing on right now. But obviously the minds of men and women are different. So
they are. So why should we talk about our minds when the goal is to build? That's my question.
It's because it's about communicating. But I'm saying if I come to you and I'm like, how are you? How was your day? How are you feeling? Are you gonna tell me to shut up and get back to work?
If you come to me and ask me that, so say I have a table, right? We're gonna say we all like to use this, what do you bring to the table reference? I have a table with 3 legs on it. I'm attempting to put the last leg on. I asked you to hold the table steady so I can fit this last leg under it. And you're like, but wait, I want to tell you about my day. Get the fuck out of here and send somebody who's going to hold my fucking table up. That's what I'm saying.
I get that, but
there's no but. Everything you say before but is canceled the moment you say but. That's English.
Right. I'm saying
we're not doing that.
But I cannot relate to what you're saying. I don't think like that.
Because you're a woman, and that's my point. That's why men lead. That's why we do that. That's why things are the way they are. Okay, there's a TV show called Bear Grylls Island. This is no bullshit. There was men and there were women put on an island based on survival. The women did not feed themselves and lost and was all suffering from severe dehydration, and the medical staff had to come save them because they were too busy talking to one another, trying to come up with a way that someone could all lead as a fucking conglomerate. The men found out who could do what, did it, and they were thriving in the environment. It is an indication of what I'm talking about. If there's something that needs to be done, that needs to be done prior to having a conversation. If we're in a car and I see a danger and I say, get down, and you choose to look around the window and say, honey, why are you telling me to get down, and you get your head shot off, whose fault is that? Because that's the argument every woman is trying to have. But I need to talk about my perspective. Where I come from, they don't shoot at me. I don't give a fuck. We're on the highway. Motherfuckers are shooting. I'm saying get the fuck down, and you talking about something, but why? Where I come from, they don't shoot on the highway. Well, that ain't where the fuck we are right now, is it? Because these motherfuckers are shooting. See, when I put my example on the table, it's a clear no-brainer. Men and women think differently. I agree with that. And I'm even conceding to the fact that once the work is done and the kingdom is built and the castle is manned, we could talk for the rest of our fucking lives. But when the castle still needs to be built and I'm carrying bricks, I don't want to hear about the conversation until the castle's built. Your perspective means little in the terms of the larger scheme of things. My perspective means little. It's not a matter of perspective when you're building something.
I guess we're gonna talk.
Are you back, Vinny? I want Vinny to be back so I can tell him to stop being Captain Save-A-Ho.
Well, it's on here.
I guess we'll address that. Look, I guess what's today? Today's Wednesday. So we're going to address that on Freestyle Friday because all this Captain Savvy shit, wasn't feeling it. I was just being nice. I told you I was going to be nice and be on my best behavior.
Ari, this is
Vinny, when you listen back to this, you was doing too much.
If you got it, I'm gonna just let me know when you're ready for
No,
me
yeah,
to
Ari, close
sign
us out. Well, no, you don't have to close it. You don't have to
close us out.
Your
just
final,
let me know
your final thoughts on the actual topic. All you women out there, before Ari says anything, I hope y'all learned something today. Every woman who ever comes across this pod, I hope y'all learned something. I don't care if you dislike me, I hope you learned something. Because if what I said hurt your feelings, but you successfully stay married to the man that you chose for 60 fucking years, when on your deathbed, when you're floating away from your body, say thank you, asshole, and float the fuck away.
You got it, Ari.
I think the toxic modern woman perspective comes from being hurt. Women need to heal and stop taking it out on men. Let them lead. Listen, learn, work with them, not against them.
All right. Well, this has been an interesting No Filter podcast. I'm gonna go around. Any final thoughts, Benny? Just want to throw it out there just in case. All right. Leela, you got anything you want to say closing out?
No, it was a good talk.
Ari said her piece. D, you got anything you wait?
Nope.
Go ahead, D. You got anything you want to end with?
As usual, if you piss laying down, you'll be covered in piss and wet.
Candace Patton, I ain't forgot about you, baby. I'm still here. Don't worry about it. Again, this has been the No Filter podcast. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure you go to the pages. Make sure you like, follow if you're not already following, and subscribe. I know that's the same thing, but it's two different platforms, so shut up. Don't come for me. All right, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Because there's two different things. I need both of them.
No, bro, you don't gotta explain. I already know what you're talking about.
It's gotta happen. Yeah, if y'all got any questions, y'all want to comment, Make sure you comment on the video, or you can send it to us directly at the No Filter Podcast 2022 at gmail.com. We'd like to thank our special guest, Leela, for coming out. Thank you for coming out, sharing your
Yeah,
perspective.
thank you, ma'am. Come
No.
back, play with us.
Hopefully,
Thank you guys for letting me intervene here, or not intervene, but interject.
No, you're right.
back.
You in the ring. It's definitely a ring.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. You just let us know when you want to come back. You're more than welcome on any other topics any day, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday.
Thanks.
All right. If anybody
Thank
got
you.
nothing else, we are out of here.